It's the final map of the semi-finals. It's either Big or it's OG heading into the grand final to face against Heroic. We've already got our one finalist there, but now we look for the second. Big, they come back on map number 2. They look solid to close it, but heading into map number 3, it's a different story. It's anybody's game here. OG taking on Big on Mirage.
Yeah, we've got the music, we've got the teams, we've got everything to tell you that this is going to be a great game to close out the day here on Mirage. And let's hope both teams can show us one last map, one close map to close this day out. It's OG starting on the T side, 2 sets of nades for them, Big starting on that CT side affair, and we are underway into the last map of the day.
So likes to be quite a bit of utility. Valve following suit as well. It's a quick play into the apartments. Keto goes down to Alexi B early on, and now we can slow it right down. OG have the opening kill, and they hold on to it.
Definitely leaves Big in a problematic position here where they've got to figure out if they want to rotate anyone off this A site. They stacked 3 players there to begin with. Santares is left alone on B, but they're confident they're going to leave him there. They're going to stick with this A stack. And if Big line up these crossfires successfully, this could work out wonderfully for them.
Execute into the A bomb site. Big are ready. 1 player down into the Underwood. That's Tizian. Searson available alongside Tab, so this should be a bloodbath for Big. This should be easy pickings for the execute. Comes in, it's Tabson with the first. Now they swing on by, trying to eliminate Tizian. They'll do that effectively. Searson, you forget about him. He's still there inside of the site, but he's not even required. Finally, he peeks out. He gets his 1 kill, but Big have already won the round. It's the pistol going their way. OG, it's elaborate, but it doesn't work out. Big were completely ready for it.
Tabson playing so close to that box. I mean, he doesn't get blinded as well. The flashbang went high in the sky, but because he's playing just on the edge of that box there, he doesn't get flashed whatsoever. So he's just got a clear line of sight the entire time, holding Palace to begin with, then looks towards the site itself. And as you were saying, Searson was always going to be in a good spot to get that flank going, and he goes straight for the scout. Oh, the timing sucks for him, but he still lands a tag and still gets the kill. Even when the timing goes against him, he's still fragging, and this is an easy cleanup for Big.
Well, all of the kills across the board. It's Big 2-0, and they will find themselves a clean round win coming into the second. OG, it was all about saving for this one. They didn't get the bomb plant in the first round, so it's all about saving into the second so you can get this rifle round out into the third. They've got utility, they've got AK-47s, but now they need to try and turn it into a round win. Big, they've got the 2 MP9s, the Scout still in play, some of the weaker weapons still brought to the table. So this is a good opportunity for OG.
This aggression. Big with 4 players stacked on A, pushing both Ramp and Palace. Perhaps pushing a bit too hard because Hampton's already been dealt with, but Tizian goes for the fight, and that's the bomb cut off. It can't get onto the site too quickly. MBK coming in from the back lines, trying to line them up, but it's only the 1 kill. Trades keep on coming, but it's all on Searson, the 1 man on the other side of the map, and he's not going to get here in time to deny this bomb from being recovered.
Well, Searson, he has got the scout, but there's a rifle available over towards Ramp, so he can pick that up. He can pick up an automatic weapon and try and pull off this round win. Alexi B diving around the corner, securing the bomb plant, and Searson has got himself an AK-47. Tosses the scout out to the side to try and limit the noise being made. No one's going to hear it, though. Both players stuck in the site, but they should be aware of this possibility of him reaggressing through the ramp. The smoke is up and keeps Alexi B alive. He's in behind the ticket box, and Mantu was always ready for that. An easy headshot, and it's OG with the first on the board.
Yeah, Big kind of taking that as a bonus round where they can take some risks. They can go for the aggression. Flashbang didn't really land in the Palace, which was unfortunate because Tabson had one of those rifles to begin with. But this is still a buy for Big in this round. Still some slight limitations, but they do now have the AWP for Searson. They have a couple of rifles alongside him. Tizian crouching behind that little panel for cover. OG have most of their players positioned over towards B, though. Searson's going back towards Kitchen. The MAC-10s are ready to lead the charge here, ready to fly into the B bomb site. All the nades about to be used.
First kill was Mantus. Now Searson trying to hold on. It's Alexi going down. The follow-up kill from Searson as well. And he looks to try and hold on. It's a big shutdown. Not a single player from OG able to do anything up until this point. Issa with a double has turned things around completely. Mantu up in Palace, or the apartment, as I should say. As now it's just Keto left alone for Big. He's got the M4. He's chasing down Mantu, who's got out the window. He's quick, just running away, getting himself into get right. And Issa, the man that turned this around for the side, he's still alive as well. Both of these players doing so much, but Keto dives down out of the apartment and finds the last two remaining players. Big have got a hero, and it's Keto that delivers 3.
Oh, Keto throwing out the pistol in the first place, and he had to turn around for the second kill as well. Saves the AWP and lets him know that he's just beat them down in the 1v2. Searson had to put in a shift to begin with as well. On this same angle, landing a couple of AWP shots, and then Keto flying into the site. This has been a fast-paced start to this game. It's getting funner and funner here at DreamHack Summer, Dinko. I don't even know if fun is a real word, but I just wanted
it rhymes with summer, so we're going to go with it,
exactly.
Right? That's the level of Alex Hawker, or Hawker's poetry. Shout out to Harry Rocket. And what Flash is going to go through, it's going to be Valve diving down in towards this B bomb site, looking to spray away with a Mac 10. Alexi B looking for the double, and that's exactly what he's gone and got.
Well, Big is still sticking round, but they're a man down right now. They're going to need some quick kills on the retake, and Mantu's denied them. Now that they're in a 2v4, I'm not sure if this is possible. Oh, more damage done. Searson take it out of the round. And Tapson's just going to go for the Hail Mary by the looks of it. He's going to try and see what he can do, but OG are just not giving him anything. Not giving him an inch. No way in for Tapson here. It has to be the save at this point. Upgrades to the AWP, but Alexi B's got him locked in. 3k for him. OG instantly fighting back, and now Big's money is in the bin.
That's just Alexi B cutting through them at the start, finding those 2 important kills in the Mac 10, secures himself the triple kill overall. Brilliant stuff from Alexi B. Valde had a slow start in Dust too. I'd love to see him step up in this round, get himself a little bit of confidence, because he was very important for them over on Inferno. And Mantu, well, he's just got himself a kill for Searson, or onto Searson. And Mantu, he has been impressive in this tournament so far, especially after returning from injury. To come into the tournament swinging like this, performing like this, some of the shots he's hit have been so incredible. And well, another one added to the tally. Tapson going down. It is just the pistols here for Big, so OG shouldn't really have too many issues of dealing with them. You've got MBK down in mid, Mantu in short. Plenty of players up for grabs here. But will Big be able to find any of them?
Second smoke deployed into the window. Doesn't look like Tizian has much of a gap to work with. Actually, I say that. There is a little bit of an angle here. None of the OG players really offering themselves up, though. And OG just continue to take their time, play the clock. Still got plenty of nades, and as long as they stick together, they should be able to trade wherever they go. Even if they run into these 2A players, you'd expect them to be able to come out on top of this scenario. Plenty of mollies left, so Xantares might get mollied out of that sandwich position, but it's just going to be focused on the contact play. Molly goes into Palace, so Xantares has to fight alone. 2 insta headshots from OG, and they are not messing about here against the Deegs.
Not at all. And now it's just Tizian. He is stuck over in spawn, not a single player falling for OG in this kind of round. And that's what you want if you're OG. You don't want to be dropping players. You don't want to be hemorrhaging cash. You want to build up as much money as you possibly can early on into this final map. It all comes down to just a best of one, essentially, between these two teams, fighting for a spot in the grand final of DreamHack Summer. Big will go into the next round, trailing economically yet again. So it should be OG taking the lead. And if OG can continue that, scary times ahead for Big. But we've seen them come back before. We've seen it on Dust 2. There was times where we were actually counting Big out a little bit. in moments in the first half, but they gathered themselves, they controlled towards the end, and they went into the second half and were dominant. So never count any of these teams out. I think we've learned that this game is pretty evenly matched when OG and Big both show up. And now OG setting up for an A execute. Tizian just B-hopping through powers, trying to get around the corner quickly, but it's Issa that catches him, Alex. And now the execute is into the A bomb site.
Rotates arriving from Big, but with only the pistols, there's only so much they should be able to do. Quito, the final man, falling at the end there. Valde getting a couple of kills on the board. And Big's money still isn't perfect. They can't get the AWP out for Searson. Quito's the only man that could afford the full sniper, so Searson's actually just gone for the scout into this round. We know how good he is with this weapon, so he's just going to rock it in the gun round as well. An OG with an early timeout.
Tactical pause coming in early on. The pressure is certainly going to be high in this final map. Gideon was saying earlier in the interview when spillages happen, it was due to the nervousness and shakiness of the players, and it does, even at home, you feel the pressure in this kind of scenario for these teams making these finals. Still a lot of money on the line. You may not be playing in front of that crowd, but there's thousands of people watching at home. There's thousands and thousands of dollars on the line. The pressure is certainly there. It means a lot in this semi-final.
Fast pace from Alexi B rushing up mid. Ooh, he might be able to get himself into this position, but decides to back away. MBK has also taken a lot of damage in the meantime. Alexi B again coming kind of close on the spam through. Pretty important round here for Big, and Quito tries to go aggressive, but Issa plays the off angle. Nice work from him to get that first kill, and OG can sit back and relax with the man advantage.
Yeah, this is looking good for OG. Finding this opening kill, good bit of map control as well. MBK doesn't even care about giving away his position. He just wants to set his team up. He's taking a lot of damage. He's down to 21. Searson might just swing around and catch him, though. There we go. Searson with the kill. It's back into a 4 versus 4, but OG will be heading their way in towards this B-bomb site. Tizian attempting to hold on. Zantares as well. The kills are coming through, and now, well, it's Issa and Mantu in a 2 versus 3.
Ooh, close from Mantu. But he's going to have to go back. He's the man with the bomb. And this is taking a different angle of approach, starting to move in through mid. 30 seconds left on the clock. It's a very passive setup from Big right now. They're not giving away any fights. They're playing so far back that OG may be able to get the bomb down for free. Issa, though, has to be ready for this angle, and Tizian gets the kill he was looking for. Now they can be much more confident. Mantu switches out to the M4, but the time is ticking. The time's against him here. 10 seconds left, and now this player's coming in from CT. The bomb plant not guaranteed, and Searson just hits the headshot with the scout. Lovely way to close it out. And we're back to an even scoreline.
That's what we want to see, though. We want to see Searson show up in this last map. We want to see this back and forth continue between Big and OG, getting it as close as you can. Over here for OG, it's 4 sets of AK-47s. You've got yourselves an AWP out in the hands of Mantu still. Big with a full buy as well. 3 players currently positioned over towards the A ramp for OG, but Searson, oh! There was 2 players he spotted. He tried to flick up, but Valde is quicker on the trigger, and he will find a headshot. Delivers death to Searson, and a man advantage now in play for OG.
Very quick on the early fight. Ooh, nade lands onto Alexi B. I think he's put that smoke out that the Des was talking about. That lurk smoke was there, but he's not been able to use it. It looked like Big was spamming that smoke, using their nades even into the ramp to do damage. But now the rest of OG arrives. The cavalry has come behind Alexi B to back him up, and they've got plenty of nades left between them. Plenty of smokes to be able to execute onto this A site. Slowly but surely, these smokes will be lined up and deployed.
Well, the smoke's gone As the smoke lineup execute in towards this A bomb site. Keto tucked in the corner. They come into his crosshair. Valde with 1 kill. Tabson swinging from the triple box. He gets 1, but MBK replies. And now it's a 4 versus 2. A 2-man advantage for OG. And it looks like it's almost unshakable. They should be around. That OG never think about losing. As Tizian moves forward, takes away Alexi B. But I think even Big realized this one's too far gone. They start to fall away. They take one look at the economy and they realize they need as much help as they can get going into these later stages. So they're going to be picking up the AK save, and they've actually found an AWP. Well, Sound Towers will happily pick that up and move into the next round. Not so much happy. As a rifler, you never really want to give away an AK on the CT side, but it's a sacrifice he must make for the greater good. Getting that into the hands of Seriously will certainly be helpful for Big moving forward. But it's OG that take the lead again. 5-4 up, Alex. Looking pretty good on Mirage. Much more comfortable, you can see immediately here on this map, especially on the T side. They looked out of their depth on Dust too. But here on Mirage, this seems to be a different story.
Yeah, just much more decisive with a lot of their plays here on Mirage. You see full commitment there to the A site. They know exactly what they need to do. I think in general as well, we should see them be more comfortable playing across the map. Lots of teams on Mirage are pretty good at being able to time things right when you go for that mid control and when you split onto the bomb sites. That's a pretty important part of this map. OG look focused on gaining that mid control in this very round as well. Tizian with the AK is close by, holding from short. So the run boost might not be the best idea here. Gonna go for, and Tizian does get blinded. 2 kills for him, though. Tizian has the chance to make it even more. Mantu finally getting the kills back, though. It's actually 2 kills for him. He landed the first shot to begin with, and now Is also looking for more damage. He knows Keto's trapped in the corner. He decides to give up on that angle. 3v3 after that trade.
A full minute left, though. OG still have plenty of time. They're going to send a couple of players in the middle, but Seriously, he looks to try and eliminate more. But Valde, he sees the shoulder, and that's enough damage to scare Seriously away. A lot more damage than I thought was capable of Valde right there. Ooh. No gap here for Seriously, so he has to try and fall back. 2 players making their way up through the connector. Keto, he has to be so aware of this. He goes down under the wood at the right time. They've gone through jungle. He spotted them, but he knows that they're there. Mantu has spotted Keto. The information has passed on that their positions are compromised. They know exactly where they are, so OG have to commit to the A site. Valde with a kill on the Keto has taken a lot of damage, but Seriously, he is the thorn in their side, Alex. He has to step up.
Quick kill from Xantara as he spots the second man as well. Seriously still looking for this wall bang. They're not giving in the fight too easily, though. OG holding back, and finally Issa peeks out and does some damage. Xantara still coming through, though. Spots Issa, doesn't win the fight, and Mantu lands another shot in the meantime. 3 kills from him, 10 on the board now for Mantu. Definitely has stepped up here on Mirage. Here were those first 2 shots that he had to land. How did he get that kill on Tabson? I don't think he was even aware of that shot, but he gets the 3K.
Sixth sense, right? It's just his body just reacts faster than his mind. It's unbelievable. 6-4 for OG. 2 rounds in the lead. Very important round coming up here for Big, Alex. You know, if they lose this one, we're starting to see OG get such a strong and dominant lead, and the money's going to be gone for Big. So OG can walk away with a very convincing half, and while Valve dry peek straight onto the A bomb site, the execute follows suit. OG have the opening kill, and they've got the A site. Oh, Tabson coming in from the backside, though. 2 kills. Tabson almost flicks up to the heavens, but Issa finally takes him out of the round. It's into a 3-on-3, and Tizian's still fighting for the site. Pearson's also looking for an angle with the AWP. Mantu gets one back, but Tizian with the transfer denies them, and finally Big finds some success on this A site hold. Everyone rotating over. It's an absolute bloodbath on the A bomb site, but this time Big get the best of it. They do, and they call the tactical pause, realizing how important that round win was. They have to try and turn it into consecutive success. If they let OG come back in and win this next round, the money problems will still continue for Big, and OG will still continue to grind round wins out. So and realize it was a good round, certainly, from Tabson making that heroic play, diving down into Sandwich, picking up those 2 kills. It looked like it was down and out. OG made the perfect call. Valde gets the opening kill. The execute comes in flawlessly straight after. But Valde, it's not enough, that 1 kill. Tabson dives in and he causes the problems for them. We're going to see it again. This was huge. He realizes, okay, things are going bad for us right now. I have to be the hero. Dives down, takes 2 kills. Probably could have got that 3rd one as well if he had just had a millisecond more to react. But now OG, they send the players into middle. 4 of them, in fact. 1 up towards B. And it's all about this mid control for OG.
I'm glad we see this slow down from OG as well, because in that last round, Mantu doesn't really get much of a chance to play his game with the AWP there on the A rush. He doesn't get as much of an ability to really land those shots, but Mantu's already got one at the start of this round. Both teams opening up with a kill apiece, and OG continue to move up through mid in towards short. This is the only man in the apartments right now, and there's a player up against him. Searson, though, lands the shot from the backside, and OG are getting picked apart before they can even push this bomb site.
Oh, it's taking away Tizian. That's not a big favorable situation. And well, they're going to lose one. Valde and Alexa B taking a couple. It's just seriously lets alone down, fleeing the scene, going back to the A site to save the AWP. And OG, that's the perfect response. And I think it comes back to the point you just talked about. Mantu only gets the 1 kill, but because they slowed it down, he is capable of getting that 1 kill. The rest of the team can then exploit the holes that have been created with those early picks. And I think that's important for OG. I like the faster play. It probably could have worked if it wasn't for that heroic play from Tabson. But when it comes down to it, I think the more consistent approach from OG will certainly be this slow down, methodical default in towards mid control, because it just allows the play style of every one of their players to play through.
Powder just getting that AWP at the last second, saving that one over.
Really have to appreciate DreamHack's augmented reality arena here. And it gives you the same feel best we can get here at home.
I like how the T-side fans looked happier than the CT ones as well, because OG just won the round. Makes sense.
It does make sense. And while you take a look at what OG have coming into this one, it's rifles across the board, the AWP out from Mantu. And over here for Big, it's Searson with the Kevlar and the AWP. The rest on pistols.
Searson's going to push, realizing he's got to make something happen, but Mantu is 1 step ahead of him. That AWP has been recovered, and close to the kill from Mantu. Both AWPers landing, but neither of them getting the kill outright. Tizian down to 6 health at this point. Again, no one has Kevlar on the Big side at this point. Might be worth giving that AWP over to a teammate. Still going for some crazy shots. I think he just gave the D to his teammate instead of the AWP. Tizian wants to stick with it, being low on health. Man advantage for OG, though. Could be pretty good for them to close this one out, especially now that MBK has got another one.
Oh, Keto trying to swing into middle. Taken down by MBK. Taps him with the AWP. We know how proficient he is with his weapon. We know he can do wonderful things, but he doesn't see MBK. The utility fading at the wrong time. He just couldn't see him. MBK had the advantage. And it's 8 rounds on the board for OG. They've got the advantage heading into the second half already. And with the way things are going for Big in this first half, it could be even worse for them. You take a look at the investment. It's everything on the table, and it's still not good, Alex. They're still struggling.
OG definitely getting the better of things so far in this first half, especially considering Big won that pistol round. The gun rounds have been really favored. It's felt like OG have just taken over here.
Well, at this moment in time, 2 players from OG and Palace, 1 towards top middle, actually moving around and being proactive. The other Mantu holding for the aggression in towards middle with the AWP, but now OG, they leave A. They leave A completely. No presence over there anymore. They're thinking about what they want to do. Looks like the mid-control call is going to be there. Searson, it is the scout, not the AWP. And well, he's going to hit the headshot. Mantu going down. It doesn't matter. He still wins the AWP battle with the scout. And MBK and Alexi B, they're going to answer back themselves. The AWP was picked up by Alexi B, and he shows that he can wield it. get those simple shots. And now Tizian trying to play in the gap. They know he's in the corner. They know he's around here. So it's impossible for Tizian to stay alive. He goes down to the AK-47. And now it's Keto and Xantares left alone for Big. This is an OG round all day long. Big probably have to consider, is it even worth it? They're going to try and hold on. OG haven't entered the bomb site yet, so there's still a hope, a small dream, and Alexi B has just burnt himself off, so he has severed the attack slightly, and this gives an opportunity over to Keto and Xantares. OG take a deep breath, they slow things down, they've still got the one-man advantage, and MBK is getting assist. Is Xantares the last remaining player in a 1v3, and he's got to step up massively. He's got the first 15 seconds to delay. He can make this work. And nope, Issa just wraps around. He will find him in the corner. I like that from OG. Even when things are going rough for them, when Alexi B Molotovs himself off, they still slow it down. They still breathe a little bit, Alex. They still recover in the round. And even now, Issa just wrapping the site, trying to find Xantares with limited time. OG are very good when it comes to the pressure situations.
Throughout this half, Big have had some money issues in quite a lot of these rounds, and into the last round of the half, it's the same situation. They've got a scout for Searson. They've only got one M4 in the hands of Tabson. Another round where they don't have an ideal buy, and Mantu is going to win that AWP fight against the scout of Searson this time round. Searson has been pretty effective with the scout when called upon, but you've got to wonder what he could have done if he'd have got an AWP in more of these rounds. Smoke goes down to the top of connector. Nice little lineup, which will slow OG down. Not many nades left for Big at this point, though. Not many guns that can really make plays, especially not in that position, Keto. Got to be careful with the MP9, but he wins the fight against Issa. Great kill coming in from Keto. I don't think he's going to be able to get that gun, though. Being so low on health, you can see he doesn't really want to push too much further. So it's into a 4v4 at least. Keto is thinking about pushing, and that could go against him here because OG is starting to sneak towards his position.
Good kill for Valde. Keto gone. 4 versus 3. A man advantage in play for OG. Now the push comes in towards this A bomb site. Tabson, he's got the perfect spot. If they don't clear him, if they don't eliminate him immediately, he could have so much impact. Just like Xantares in middle. It's one from Tabson. He decides to move forward. I think he could have held on for a second longer, but it doesn't matter. He's done enough. He's got the 1 kill required of him, and now it's just Mantu left alone in the 1 versus 2. He'll find the first. Can he find the second? Of course he can. Mantu closes the first half in style. We'll see if he can continue it as we go into the second half. One more half left to decide who goes to the grand final.
Yeah. Yeah. Come on. Show me the money. Show me the money. Yeah. 'Cause it feels good right now. Yeah. Gotta show me the money. Yeah. Yeah. Come on. Never been around wealth. Now I'm surrounded. Nice cars at the mansion right next to the fountain. CEOs in business suits and private accountants. Yeah. Summertime parties by the pool. We lounging. Then by night we out stunting on the main strip. Out of state trips, cars with the paint drip. How could you hate this? Jewelry in my chain sick. That's the life I wanna live. Show me the money. Show me the money. Show me the money. It's all about the lifestyle. Yeah. It's all about the lifestyle. Show me the money. Show me the money. Show me the money. It's all about the lifestyle. It's all about the lifestyle. Yeah, come on. Show me the money. Show me the money. Show me the money. Never have to worry if I have enough dough. Fashion show out in Paris in the front row. Party every night, I don't have time to sleep. Next day it's the same, just rinse and repeat. Summertime trips on the yacht to the island. Squad rolling with me and we do a lot of wildin'. Bottle of whatever you want, just put your order in. You can have as much as you want, there's plenty more of them. Yeah, show me the money. Show me the money. style. Show me the money.
Heroic wit for their opponent in the grand final. One more half will decide who it's going to be. Currently looking like it's going to be OG. 10-5, everything going their way. Big clutch from Mantu in the last round of the first half, and he delivers a 10th for OG Esports. We go into this next one with OG wanting to pick up the pistol. They've moved over to the CT side. Some say this is where they do their best work.
Back the right side as well. 4 CTs waiting on A, so even though MBK goes down, Mantu could have the lineup, but he only gets the 1 kill. No one else from OG able to help out either. Oh, they had the right read, but they just can't land a shot. Credit to Big, though, getting some great kills to open up the round, getting onto the A site quickly, and making sure we have a game on our hands after winning that T side pistol.
Yeah, they needed that pistol coming into the second half. Big, not a good first half. I think it's fair to say they would be very disappointed with how it went. One of the rounds they pick up is off the back of a hero play from Tabson, diving through the smoke on stairs, down into a sandwich. They only managed to put together 5. So winning the pistol round is incredibly important for this big roster coming into the second half, and now they've got it. There's no force buy for OG either, but they have gotten to a good position. He needs to be careful he doesn't go down here. He's got 1 on the Galil. He wrecks Valde. He's still got to deal with Issa, and he's going to do that as well.
Quite a lot of damage done, though. They would have been aware they landed the dink, so they're trying to push Tizian's position. Oh, Keto nearly dies off there. Double dink for MBK. Doesn't get the kill. And Tizian will just get as far away as he can. They know that Alexi B's towards this B side, it seems, so should be Big's round. Just a question of what Alexi B can do at the end here, and the answer is nothing. Tabson takes it away. Clean round for Big, but the buy about to come through for OG. Will be a bit of a shame for them. They won't be getting the AWP out for Mantu in this first gun round, because we saw just how much impact he was having. He had a monster performance in that first half. But the full M4s across the board are still a pretty strong buy for OG into this one.
Big calling the tactical timeout. They're aware that OG possibly have the rifle purchase coming into this one. We know Mantu can certainly wield the M4. So this is still going to be a scary round for OG if you are on the big side of things. But look at the Galils. 3 of them in play for Big. 1 AK-47 and a MAC-10 for Searson. So when you take a look at what OG have, yes, the lack of utility, but the weapons in play are certainly favorable. But it balances out. They don't have the utility. They don't have the Molotovs to slow if Big go for a quick play. I almost would like that from Big. I would almost love a quick play from this big roster right now.
Ooh, Molotov onto Valda's position. He's got to go back. And at the very least, Dinko, you're getting some fast mid presence. Flash into connector as well. Tizian leading the charge. This crossfire could be costly, though. Tizian gets 1, but he might not be ready for Valda.
Oh.
There's Valda going for the fight, going for more, gets a second. And oh man, Big has just been completely countered here. Nothing doing for them in this one. OG with the 11th round win.
OG play that to perfection. They do everything they could to win the round. In terms of not having the utility, so they don't take any of these first fights. They just hold crossfires. Simple fundamental Counter-Strike on the CT side, and it works out perfectly for them. Walking into the trap is Big. They don't clear it methodically. They did have the utility. You know, you can go for the quicker play, but they still didn't use up the utility as effectively as they probably could have. And that does cost them in the end. OG win the round. And Big, they've gone for the investment into this one, Alex. And there's another scrappy buy for Big. Tizian trying to be quick into the B-bomb side. He might just catch out MBK. He will. He can't deal with the sheer aggression. And it has to be the save call from OG at this point. They've taken the B-bomb side here, Big. It's going to be an 8th round. And OG saving on the other end of the map.
Run and gun of that MAC-10 proving very valuable as they get onto the B site there. helps them get that first kill to begin with. And Tabson is going all the way into Palace. He really doesn't want to let OG save these guns quite so easily. It's not like Big have a load of money in the bank either. So Tabson's really trying to put the pressure on OG. I think he's aware that if OG save these 3 guns, they probably can buy into the next. Whereas if you just get 1 kill at the end here, that might make all the difference. So that's what Tabson's hoping for. And there's always a chance that OG just aren't ready for him to be in Palace so fast. Doesn't look like he'll get the kills at the end here, though. OG will be fine to save over their 3 guns. And with a couple of players having enough money to buy, that should leave OG with another gun round. They're even going to get an AWP into the hands of Mantu, which is something I've been waiting for. Now we finally get to see a proper AWP battle in the second half between Searsome and Mantu. There have been lots of rounds where Searsome's been stuck with the scout, lots of rounds where one of them doesn't have the AWP. Now we've got that AWP battle potentially coming through.
Tizian, blinded, still taking the kill on the Validate. It's a man advantage for Big. They've opened things up. They're a crucial round for them. Mantu now moving forward, the Molotov burning in front of him. Tabson is around the corner. Peak is coming through the flashbang off the wall, but it's Tabson. He's blinded by it. He's blinded by his own flash. And Searson, he'll answer back as Alexi B goes down. 3 versus 4 in total. Still Big hold the advantage. They're heading into the A-bomb site. No one here right now. They have 1 player in the connector. But other than that, there's no one able to assist. And the smoke is going to go down, covering off the connector. And OG have to fall away from this. They have to try and go back into a different position. They're sending Issa quickly over towards DT spawn to try and deal with this. But Big are going to take the site. There's no 2 ways about it. They should be taking this bomb site. And it'll have to be OG fighting their way back in with a man deficit, or if they can pick up 1 kill here, then that's something. But NBK and Issa, they've actually gone and got themselves 2 kills. Big, a little tentative in their approach. They're taking too long. The bomb plant will come through. Keto going down, though, and it's all on Santares. A 4 versus 3 has crumbled for Big, but it's Santares with a sick double. And now just 1 more. It's Mantu alone up against Santares. And it will be Mantu again saving the day for OG. 12 rounds being picked up. They are now 4 away from the grand final.
Give Mantu an AWP and he will deliver. Another 3K from him. Great effort from Santares, though. He should have no chance of even getting that first kill because Issa had just snuck through the smoke. You can see Santares has no clue. That is all muscle memory. That's all reactions. But Mantu at the end there, too quick on the trigger for Santares to deal with. And we have got an absolute brawl between these 2 teams on Mirage. Problem for Big could be their money. Depending on how this round continues, depending on how this game keeps going, honestly, both teams could have money problems, but it's Big who would have the tougher time with that, considering OG have the lead right now. So you can see every moment is vital for them. They're taking a timeout ahead of this round. Only 1 timeout left for Big as well. So they've really got to make sure that they keep it going here in crunch time.
Yeah, because their goal is to come back into this, right? They're down 12-8. They are in a real negative situation right now. And you have only got 1 pause left. If this goes to overtime, which is a possibility, then you've got no timeouts left. If you use it up. So you have to be really thoughtful when it comes to when they use that last timeout. 12-8 on the board. OG 4 away from victory. Big 4 away from tying things up. Not a good situation to be in for Big. Tizian with an id on top of him. He's down to 40. Flashbang going off the van as well. MBK trying to hold on. He is going to be tested first, but Tizian's out in his own. He needs to be careful. He's going to go down here. MBK just swings, and there's no trade. This basin is completely off.
Fowler with this FAMAS holding towards connector. Now that Big have gone a man down, they come back to the A side of the map, and Tabson so quick. Valda didn't even really get a chance there. He's out of the round. Issa still pushed into this Tetris position, and they're not ready for it. Tabson goes down. Issa gets that second, almost the chance for their third, and he gets back to safety. 2 health left for Issa, but now that's another position they have to deal with, and Searson's got the Glock in hand. It's all on Zantares. Lineup nearly comes in. MVK survives on 28 health, but that's a massive round for OG. Look at Big's money, Dinko. That round there could be the difference maker in this game.
That could be the turning point. That could be where OG have just got themselves a grand final spot. They barely stay alive. Both so low. It could have went either way. I thought Xantares had a chance there in the lineup. You never know when Xantares is alive. He always brings them close. But Big down to the full eco. Currently ranked number 1 EHL TV. Obviously with the current situation around the world. A lot of people take that with a pinch of salt, but you cannot deny Big's results. They have been incredible so far online, taking everyone down. But OG might just be the team that stops them here. Coming out of the player break, coming into Season 2. And Keto, he's alone in a 1 versus 4 with a Deagle. He's got an opportunity, and he will spot the head, but not taking the kill on MBK. He now has to reposition, getting closer and closer to MBK, looking for the victim, but this is all this effort for just 1 kill, and he's going to need 3 more of those. Luckily, it's Mantu off towards short for OG, and he will find the kill that delivers a 14th round for OG, and now the buy comes in from Big. It's do or die time as we head into round number 23. If Big lose this, they're out of the tournament most likely, Alex. It'll be OG reaching map and series point. They'll be having themselves the huge economic advantage. Big will be walking into the next round with scraps.
Pressure is on for Big at this point. We've seen them come back on this map in the past. We've seen them have to go to overtimes. That win against FaZe all the way back at DreamHack Masters was a big one. The same against G2 in the final. They normally play tight games on this map, but not right now. OG with a 14-8 lead. There's not much room for error on the Big side of things. MBK pushed into the B apartments. There are 3 CTs stacked on B. Second smoke goes down. Big have got themselves mid control to work with, though. Look at this rotate from OG. Right now, the A site is actually wide open. They're shuffling around their positions. They're putting Mantu into CT spawn on the A side of the map. But if Big go for this A-sided play, there's a lot of pressure on Issa and Mantu to try and deny this.
A lot of pressure. And under a minute left in play. Where are they going to go with this one, Big? 3 players down in middle, 1 up in the apartments. That's Tizian. And Xantares is lurking in the palace. They have presence on every part of the map right now. Just a standard default for Big. They've got the map control they want, but there's 40 seconds left. Eventually, they're going to have to make a decision on where they want to finish this round. And it looks like it's the A-bomb site. Smoke up for jungle, but Issa's not going to respect it. He moves forward in front of it, and that's going to cost him his life. Seriously with an important kill. Now Mantu playing from ticket box. He needs a frag here. He needs to find at least 1, and he's off the iron got. The bomb plant will come through. Mantu spots the barrel. He gets the opportunity, and he'll take down Keto. 4 versus 4. OG having to play the Civ. They haven't got the money, so they had to back away, and that's an early call that's resulted in a 9th round for Big. But I like the call. I think it's the right one.
As soon as you commit to that 3B stack, that's got to be in the back of your mind. Especially when you lose Issa so early. You're not going to be able to slow down that bomb plant. You're not really going to be able to get into position in time. So OG takes the safer approach, and especially with such a big lead, they can afford to do this a couple of times. They can afford to go for these risks where they know they can just try and save over. Alexi B gets another kill at the end there, and Big's money isn't great.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of that. I mean, you've just tossed away one of your rifles. You're not going to get an AK out here on 2 players, most likely, or you're going to be sacrificing a lot of utility to do so. So Tizian, he has at least lived with his decision and gone with the MAC-10 instead, but it's still not good for Big. When you realize that pretty much every single one of these remaining rounds has to be almost perfect, you've got a big issue. And they're going to be running straight towards B, and look how many players are here, Alex. 3. And now it's a quick play from Big. They're walking into a trap. It's Tizian straight out with a MAC-10, and he's shut down by Mantu from short. He dives to the smoke, and Big have had to cancel. They've gone back to mid. It's a quick reply, though. It's a quick response. And they've got full control.
This is a fake by design. It was only Tizian who ever ran into this B site. They're going back towards A. The problem is there's a smoke that's just landed at the top of connector from the CTs that could slow them down, but they're just going through it. They're trying to get onto the A site. Problem is there are 3 different angles they have to deal with. Mantu at CT's out of there, though. It's still pushed into the A ramp, but they spot him. Another headshot connect, and Big's call works out perfectly for them.
Fantastic round from Big. That's a big brain play, and it's perfectly worked. Valde is alone. OG were completely bamboozled. They were rubbing their hands together, thinking they made the correct call to go for the 3-man B stack. Big sold them. They absolutely sold them. The Mac 10 from Tizian diving out the window. It's the setup they usually run with. Tizian is that player that usually dives to the apartments on his own. First in, through the window, off the balcony. He is the first player usually in. I love it from Big. It's amazing.
That was a big old bamboozle of a round there for OG. They were not ready for that. And to be fair, they did rotate over pretty quickly. It's just having to take a bit of an awkward angle for Mantu, and then losing out with those 2 fights puts them in a really bad spot at that point. And speaking of bad spots, it's mainly USPs in this round for OG, which is never where you want to be. Luckily, they've got that buffer built up so they can afford to take this full save. But as these rounds start to slip away from you, Big can get that momentum going. And as I was saying earlier, we've seen them have comebacks on Mirage in the past. If they could get another one here, that would be incredibly impressive. Nice shot from Tizian, opening up the ace site.
Well, they're onto the bomb site. Big sending the players on through its MBK on low HP. Tabson and Tizian taking the frags. It's Alexi B left alone with a Deagle. He will get one, and he's shut down by Xantares very quickly after. And now Mantu, 26 and 13, has been an absolute beast so far in Mirage and in the series. But he's out of there. It's an 11th round for Big. But here comes the buy from OG. He ult out immediately into the hands of Mantu. We've seen what he can do with it. He has head and shoulders and a little bit more above everybody on the server right now. And there's one player you want to set up for success. It's Mantu right now. Big, I've got to deal with him. They're getting closer and closer to making this scoreline evened out, Alex. There's 3 more to go. This would be another step in the right direction.
2 players stacked towards this ramp. It just goes off the angle. The flash is on point. Valda's out of there. Great kill for Xantares. The flash sets it up, and now Is alone on the A-bomb site. This could be problem. Panic stations perhaps for OG. There's the kill from Tabson. 2 kills onto the A site again, and it's the same story for OG. They have to save.
Well, they are turning up here now, Alex. It's been a quiet performance throughout the entire series, I would say. Big, they'll agree themselves. They were definitely off coming into this series. They scrapped together. They're a good enough team. They've got enough class and caliber to scrap together to force it to a 3rd map. But the fact that they have struggled so much coming into Mirage to start things off, they struggled so much on Inferno, I think they'll admit to themselves they have been a little bit off. But this is the Big we are used to seeing. The pressure is now on, and Big are showing up.
Good kill from MBK. Again, if they save these 3 guns, we'll see what their money looks like. I think they maybe can drop some over, but Alexi B's blinded. Oh, Keto spamming the wrong side, though, so Alexi B will be fine. Just 2 rounds in it here, though, and this has been a grind for Big. It really has been. It's rounds that they keep on winning, that they just get those important kills. They get themselves into these spots. 3 rounds, 4 rounds in a row now for Big. And OG having to take the half buy, but they've still got those save guns that could keep this round competitive.
Oh, well, the gap in the smoke here for Mantu to play with. He's positioned himself up towards Catwalk, and usually we see him be successful, but that's a very difficult shot to hit, so we'll let it slide. He gets away. But there is now pressure on his shoulders. You've invested so much into getting him that AWP that he almost has to deliver. And Keto is just taking away his stuff. Valde on the stairs. He's successful and taking down Tizian, but not staying alive. Xantares comes over the top of the stairs. Alexi B hoping that he can spot Xantares over the top of the smoke here. He's not seeing much. He's having to jump up and down, but there's nothing presenting itself to him. Not a single opportunity here for OG to get back in. And it might just be another one of those rounds, Alex. Well, they'll have to be stoic and save into the next round.
At least this time they've got a bit more money in the bank, so the full buy will be coming through off the back of it. Again, though, how many of these rounds are going to go into the A site before OG start to adapt? Issa and Valder have had a bit of a tough time recently holding that site. At times, Mantu has been there as well. He's been landing shots. I think it may be time to change that up. It may be time for Mantu to play on towards A. Let's see if OG make that call, though.
Every time Mantu has been there, even if it's in a retake scenario or if he's on a clutch at 1 versus 2, but he's still able to get involved, he's delivering more impact than we've seen in the past couple of rounds for OG. If you think back, even moments ago in the start of the second half, he was showing up. He was delivering when he was on the A bomb site. So yeah, I agree. I think Mantu needs to be involved a bit more across this map. He is having a game, we'll say. 27 of 14. You need him involved everywhere on this map right now. You cannot afford to keep him hidden away. He is the winning piece for OG at the moment in this semi-final. Big have turned it up as a team. 20 kills for Xantares. He's had a brilliant performance on Mirage. And not too far behind is Tizian on 18. He's had a good performance since Inferno. Tabson, much better. Much better. He was so quiet on Dust 2. But here on Mirage, he is showing what he's capable of.
This is what Mantu's been doing a lot of, trying to get involved in these early mid fights. Big haven't gone for too much mid control in the recent rounds, though. This time around, Keto is getting aggressive. One of those smokes hasn't landed exactly where they wanted it to, but it's okay. Keto will be able to get up closer towards the connector. Flash being lined up by Tabson here. Keto sitting in the smoke. Valder's got a smoke in hand, but that second smoke will be deployed, and Big may be slowed down by that. The jump coming in, and there's Mantu getting involved early.
Mantu, we talked about him being the winning piece for OG. Oh, Stevenson, he's getting answer back as well. A shot through the triple box, right to the head of Issa. And Keto, well, he's coming through the connection, and he's snapping away at the back of Valde. Luckily, Alexi B is available for the follow-up kill, and he knows Stevenson around the corner. The barrel peeking through, and that's the death sentence of the German Albert. It's on to Tizian and Xantares to try and win this for their team, and Xantares has been an absolute animal so far here on Mirage. Every duel he's taking, he seems to win. And now back into an equilibrium. A 2 versus 2. Xantares from Tetris. Tizian from the firebox. And they get rid of Xantares. It's just Tizian now. 1 versus 2 to save Big to tie things up. And he's done it. 14-14. Big tie up the scoreline. And it's all thanks to Xantares and Tizian pulling it off together. It was huge. And Big make it happen.
That shot from Searson as well helps them tremendously to getting onto the site in the first place. And I thought Alexi B had done enough. 3 kills from him. Great kills coming in, but Tizian just about keeps his cool to take the round over the line. 14-14. We're still going strong, and OG still have money for this round. Double up setup comes through. I mean, this is what it's all about, Dinko. Round 29 coming through. The winner of this gets the chance, gets the first finals point. Nade into underpass. Keto going to be moving through. Still a similar setup from OG. This time round, Mantu is playing from jungle. Valder hanging around this connector position, but it looks like Big are taking things slightly slower. Their pace has been pretty fast throughout this half, so a slow round is maybe called for at this point. Letting us breathe a bit before we get into these last 2 rounds of regulation.
I just want to point out, take a look at OG's money. They lose this one, their chances of following up and going to overtime are very slim. They have to win it here. Big have money in the bank. Oh, a shot from MBK. It'll land, but it's not death for Tizian. They both get away.
Mid-play coming through for Big. 3 players here. Valder can hear these steps, but Searson is watching this angle. He nearly hits the shot. Valder gets it. Second time of asking. He's trying to go for more. Tabson looking for the trade kill. He finally finds it. 34 seconds left. And OG are going for the rotate. The Keeto's on the flank. Free kill from behind. That could get them onto the B-bomb site.
Yeah, but he's being flanked by Mantu as well, but he's done so much to get them on here. Mantu with a good kill. He goes forward. A second from Mantu. This is huge. It's just Xantares left alone in a 1 versus 2, and he's got to step up for Big. Will they grab map point? It comes down to the 1 versus 1. Tournament life will be on the line for whoever loses this round. And Xantares, he slows it right down. The bomb plant, the pressure, the heart rates, they're all rising. As Xantares clears as many angles as possible, and he pulls it off. What a comeback it's been from Big. They reach 15 first, and they're 1 away from the grand final.
The hearts are racing, the blood's pumping, and Big are still fragging. This comeback has been incredible. I said earlier, they've had comebacks on this map in the past. I'm not sure I quite believe they'd be able to do it in regulation, though. They were 14-8 down, and they've turned it round entirely. And as you said, OG's buy is somewhat limited. 4 FAMASs in play alongside the 1 M4 for Valda. I mean, if there were any time for someone to step up on OG, this would be it. Mantu's been trying his best. He's up to 30 kills, but he just can't seem to pull them through for the round win, whatever the hell he does. He's got 7 opening kills. He's won 2 1v2 situations, but it's not been enough for OG to get it over the line. And Big are the ones who have the chance to close it out. Their play on this T side has been so impressive, and they're going to take their time. One last round is all they need.
No one wants to be the player that makes the first mistake. No one wants to fall first. And MBK, he will be tested first. The bomb is going through the underpass. Keep note of Tabson here, about to take the fight against Mantu. Currently on 30 kills, but he's down to the FAMAS. And it comes down to the timing. If he hears the utility being used up, he might just peek and shut down Tabson. But the smoke comes through first. And the time can slow again. It starts to tick away. MBK, I do not envy his position. It's such an important round. He needs to hold on. They gather in the apartments, ready to go into this B-bomb site. And MBK is the player under pressure. Utility being used up. Here come Big into the B-bomb site. The kills are traded back and forth, but it's Keto with a double. A 3 versus 3. The bomb getting planted. And now OG have to pull off the retake to keep themselves alive here, to go to overtime, to keep their chances of heading to the grand final afloat. If not, Big will be heading to the grand final to play against Heroic. Another grand final placing for Big. What a run this team have had. What an upturn in this online era. And Searson with another kill. It's Valde that falls. It's Issa and Mantu, the last 2 remaining players. And now it is just Mantu, the player that has been an absolute animal here for OG. He has done everything, but it's not meant to be. It's Big from 14-8 down to grab a grand final spot. It's incredible from Big. They shut it down. And OG, it is heartbreaking, but it is the way it has gone. Big will be heading to the grand final to play against Heroic.
Yeah, they never make it easy for you, do they, Big fans? It's always the comebacks, it seems. Maybe they should rename to Bounce Back International Gaming. I don't know, man. They always seem to do it every time. You can't count them out. 16-14 from a 14-8 deficit. That's unreal.
It is unreal. It's absolutely unreal how Big have turned themselves around completely. If you think about it, the end of last year, they were struggling. Results were looking rough. The rosters weren't working. They make a decision to change coming into January, and since then, they have seen nothing but success, winning the first DreamHack Open stop, and they might just get to do it again here. That's it for me, and I think me and Hawker on this stream today. I nearly called myself Hawker. That was a little rough. But yeah, that's it from me and Hawker here on the stream. We've had an excellent time here at DreamHack. Thanks to them for having us. But it's time for a short break. We'll be right back to the desk to break this one down.